Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a lovely summer. In this video, I thought I'll share with you guys the reasons I left Malaysia. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, I am Lavanya. I was born in Malaysia and I lived there for about 18 years. At 18 years old, I came over to UK to further my studies and I studied medicine in Newcastle for about 5 years. After that, I decided to stay on in UK and I got a job. And right now, this is where I called home. And I have got so many questions and so many people have asked me why I am staying in UK, why I left Malaysia, and why I decided not to go back after I graduated to work back home. So hopefully this video will answer some of your questions, and if you guys have any more questions about being international, moving to a new country, please let me know in the comments down below. I will try my best to answer them. So the first reason why I left Malaysia is because for me and for the type of job that I do, there is definitely much more job opportunities here in UK than it is back home. Even being international and having to go through resident labour market testing. For those of you guys who don't know what resident labour market testing is, resident labour market testing is if in a situation where two individuals apply for a job, one being a UK or an EU candidate and the other being international. If they have the same qualifications, the employer is obliged or has to give the job to the UK or EU candidate. So that is all that it means. But if there are more jobs available, so if there are jobs that are unfilled by EU or UK candidates, then the job can go to the international candidates. So even having to go through resident labour market testing, it is definitely much more easier to get a training post or a specialist post in UK than it is back home. I know so many of my friends who graduated with me. We went to the same university. They are amazing doctors, but because they are back home and they are in Malaysia, they are struggling to get a specialist course or trying to get into a specialist training program because there are much fewer numbers available in Malaysia than it is in UK, and it is definitely much more competitive in Malaysia than it is in UK. This resident labour market testing only applies to certain jobs. There are certain jobs that are listed on the shortage of jobs list that you can definitely find online. They change it every year, and if I'm not mistaken, certain jobs like hematology, A&E, peds, those are jobs on the shortage of doctors list. So if you are qualified in that area, then you don't have to go to resident labour market testing. So the next reason is a pretty important one for me. So I love online shopping, and if you guys don't know, online shopping is almost non-existent in Malaysia. When I went back home, yes, there are a few stores that are starting to have online shopping, but it's definitely a big thing here. Every store has online shopping. We have free next day delivery, free returns, and it's so easy just to get stuff and just to do shopping online. So that is definitely something that I will miss, and I don't think I'll be able to give that one up because that is the very few joys in my life that I'll definitely want to hold on to. The other thing, keeping on the theme of shopping, the consumer rights in UK is definitely something that I believe in and something that I love. And I don't think that there is a similar system in Malaysia. So in UK we have free returns, 28 days money back guarantee if you don't like a certain product, and they're happy to refund your money. In Malaysia, not all stores do that. Very few stores do that. And as soon as you open a product or you have used something, you absolutely can't return it. And that goes for clothes, that goes for electronical appliances and things like that, which I think is really difficult, especially if you're a consumer. So I hope that Malaysia changes. I hope that the consumer rights in Malaysia gets better, so that because I find it so much more useful having this system where even for clothes and electronics and things like that, everything, every store respects the same values and has the same rule, and that is something that we as consumers really need. So the next reason is something I hold very close to my heart. So I am a minority here, I am international, but even being a minority or even being international, I feel less racism targeted towards me than I did back home in Malaysia. In Malaysia, although I am a minority there as well, I am a citizen. I was born in Malaysia, but I felt more racism in Malaysia than I do here. So I don't know why. British people are very welcoming, even in my workplace or even out and about in the streets. There are very few incidents where I felt racism or I felt that people are being racist towards me. And that is something that is important, especially if you want to live in a country that you feel comfortable in, that people like you. And that's what I feel here. And I have lived in some of the roughest areas in UK. So I've lived in an area where the majority of the population is white, or the majority of the population is not Asians. And even then, I feel fine. I don't feel any racism or anything like that. So that is definitely an important factor, and that is definitely one of the biggest reasons why I choose to stay on here in UK.